Okay, we got the guitar. We'll just wait for people to come up. Oh God. Okay, here, we'll move it down. Ah, hitting my stand. Okay. Hello, people. Welcome in. I'm just trying to play some guitar while we're waiting for people to come up. Howdy, Justin. How you doing? Good to see you. That was Romance by an unknown artist. I don't know the artist. I don't think the guy that taught me it knew the artist either on YouTube. But yeah, the topic tonight is what's been on your mind lately. Looking to have some good chats. Justin, doing good. How are you doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm glad you're doing good. It's good to see you again. I think you're the same Justin that. Yeah, you're the same Justin. Oh, I'm trying to remember what we talked about. Let's see here. You write, I think. I think you write. You're a writer. Is that right? I think you write. And you talked about reading too, I think. I'm trying to remember all the way back then. Taylor, thank you, Taylor. Appreciate you. Wrestling, that's right. But to be fair, they both start with WR. Okay. Wrestling, you are the professional wrestler. And I do remember that conversation. That's awesome. Hope you've been doing good, man. It's good to see you. Chelsea. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. So yeah, what's been on your mind lately?
I just wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe water is wet?
Oh gosh. Well, it feels wet, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel like it, but for me, I don't believe it is.
Why is that?
Because a property cannot give itself its own property.
A property cannot give us all of its own property, so if it's wet, it cannot become wet. So water is always just what? What is water then?
It's just water.
It's just water. Okay.
It's
All
just
right.
an
You know what?
element, just water.
You've convinced me. I believe you.
That's just all I wanted to ask, cause I like asking people to see like what their view is on water,
I don't know.
if
Like
it's wet or not, cause it's a big debate going on around all over the world. There's
is
half
it?
believing it's wet, half believing it's not. Yeah, it's a debate that's been going on for decades because
I
nobody
haven't
can
heard
agree
that.
whether. Yeah.
I don't know what to. I'm agnostic to it. How about that? I can be convinced
Oh,
either
me
way.
too. I'm also agnostic.
Well, to the idea, but I'm also agnostic
No.
spiritually. I mean, if you want me to talk about God, we could.
Hey. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Agnostic to saying I don't know to water, but I'm also agnostic to God and spiritually leaning to God.
Oh, me too. I'm agnostic towards God as well.
Nice.
Well, that's all I had to say.
Okay,
That's all. I just wanted to ask a question.
cool. Well, I appreciate you coming up. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right, bye bye. Cool. All right, we got that one out of the way. Is water wet? That's a good one. Did he? Oh no. Oh, we'll see how this goes. Hello.
Yo.
How old are you?
16.
Oh man, sorry. TikTok terms of service, you have to be 18 years or older to be on live. That's TikTok, not me, buddy. Sorry about that. Big Mac. Hello.
Yeah. What's up?
Have we talked before?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Big Mac looks familiar though.
Oh,
How old are you?
20.
Nice. Yeah. So what's been on your mind lately?
Um, did you know that there's 3 million Indians in America?
Like Native Americans?
No, like Indians from India.
3 million Indians. Okay, I didn't know that. What about it?
Okay, so um, I'm a comedian. I do stand up comedy. And what at one of my shows that I was doing, I made some Indian jokes, and there was an Indian woman in the crowd. And whenever I got done with my set, um, she came up to me, and I thought she was going to chew me out and be angry at me. But what she said is, "Thank you for saying these things about Indian men, because I brought my niece here, my 14-year-old niece here to India, and they pulled her pants down on the train."
Jeez. What's
Yeah.
the what's the things you're talking about that made her say that?
Uh, she went to India, and her 14. Well, I was talking about. Okay, sorry. I was talking about Indian men and their obsession with women, uh, and regardless of the fact that they can't like get any women. So like, uh,
What do
one
you
of the
mean by
jokes
that?
is,
Oh,
uh,
go ahead. Say the joke.
yeah, one of the jokes is, um, give me a minute. Sorry,
No, you're okay.
I have them written down somewhere.
You don't remember your own jokes? I'm kidding.
It's something about, yeah. Well, it was a routine from a really long time ago, but it was something about a small Indian man and a big buff Indian man wanting the same woman, and the things that they would do to get that woman, and it's like, "Hello, my lady, I have a big gold for you. I own a store. I make money." And then the big guy is like, "Well, yes, well, I am the biggest slap boxing champion in all of India." And sorry, but that's basically how the joke went or whatever. And then it got to the point where both of the men just wanted to essay the woman basically because they can't do
Jeez.
anything to appease her. Uh,
Jeez.
and that's how India it works in India.
How did I didn't know that. I don't know. Can't you just say that about any man, to be honest? Well, not any man. Well, I mean, yeah, you can say that about any man, right?
Well,
Any man that can't
one
get another
man
any man that can't get
versus
another woman. Or and
well, one
or
man one man that does one grape is different from 14 men doing one grape.
is that like
And so
considered like
Indian men gang up on women.
that's messed up?
Yeah. There is another case. Uh, I think it was the same lady actually. She said that 14 men gang raped her in India or something like that.
Uh I don't know like if stereotyping people is like the best way to go about things.
It's not stereotyping. It's active knowledge of things that are going on in different countries. Like that's the disadvantage you have as a woman in India. That's why America is such a great country, is because we can live life without having to worry about this kind of stuff. We don't have the constant threat of violence or assault on our well-being, because we have equal rights. We have the ability to say, this is not right for me to be having an injustice, and we can work towards a better future that does include that narrative. But with Indians, people who shit on the street, live in tin houses. They basically don't have a GDP whatsoever.
Who?
Um,
Indians?
yeah, India,
They
and
don't have a GDP. Okay.
basically they might as well not. That's how much it uh whatever. But they literally like shit on the street in India. So like to say that in any way that they should be allowed over here to crumble the society that we've built so hard to maintain and function in a situation where not everybody is constantly inflicting violence on each other.
Are they constantly in violence? I
It's
don't think that's a thing. I don't know, but I would say it's not a thing. Like, have you
You
been
don't
there?
think a country? you don't think a country with 3 billion people has any conflict?
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying
Okay,
it
so
can.
if
Like,
so,
what's the difference
like
between
here in the
America and India?
situation where the difference between India and America,
Yeah, what is it?
1% of the population commits violent crimes in America.
1%. Let's look it up. 1% of Americans commit violence. This is one of those things where, like, looking it up. According to the federal criminological data, the precise that 1% of Americans commit violent crimes is a common misunderstanding of how crime statistics are studied.
Yeah, no, so
One
like,
percent of the population accountable for 63% of all violence. I don't know. That is just a headline.
yeah,
I don't
so
know.
like, what I mean is, out of the population of people in America, there are only like 5,000 murders a year. So like, of the standard of it, like equalizing that throughout all violent crimes, um, it wouldn't be above 1 million, to be honest. So like, I don't even think it would be 1%.
Have you been to India?
Do I have to be to do I have to go to India to
No, I'm just
understand the
asking.
culture?
I'm just asking. Have you been to India?
No, no.
Same here. So how do you know they shit on the
Never.
streets?
Hopefully never. Hopefully I'll never go
How
to
do you know?
India.
How do you know they shit on the streets? Did you see a video?
Video evidence.
Do you know Americans do that too?
Where?
Oh, I video evidence.
Homeless people?
Could be. Could be other people
Yeah,
too.
are
Drunk
homeless
people.
people
Drunk people. I don't know.
are yeah, are those people 70% of the population of America?
I'm not saying that.
Okay, so if it's not at the degree of India, then why would it be a problem?
70% of Indians shit the street.
Probably.
Why are you saying that,
They live in 10 houses.
dude?
They live in slums. They literally, okay, here, do you want to understand the social hierarchy of Indians
Sure.
um based off of their religion? So they say that there are 3 tiers of human that are that's the rich, the middle, and the poor. And the poor people are like not human, basically, that you don't treat the poor people like human beings. You treat them like pigs or dogs on the street.
Who
The
says
second
this?
tier is like a normal, it was like a, I forget the exact person, but there's stuff, I forget the guy's name. Here, give me a minute.
No, you're good. All right. This is interesting. Justin, I'm gonna invite you up. Just tag team. Tag me out, buddy. Just kidding. We'll work together. How's it going, Justin?
I'm doing good. Tag team.
This is out of my realm. I don't know much about India.
Neither do I. I don't concern myself with I guess certain topics like that.
Right. I think it's just best to just treat people like humans and just don't look down on people like they're
Oh
scary.
yeah. I think the last time we spoke, I was just recovering from pneumonia.
Oh yeah, yeah. How you doing?
So I had the pneumonia. It was in both lungs.
Yeah.
I finished the antibiotics, but I still had like a residual cough. And then
Okay.
over the course of about 3 weeks, it slowly came back. And
Yeah.
so I went back to the hospital and I had pneumonia just in one lung. So, I mean, it wasn't as bad, but it didn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I'm back on antibiotics, and hopefully this does the trick this time.
Hopefully so. So you're back on antibiotics now, but like you still have pneumonia a little bit right now. Is that what's going on?
Probably. I still have a little bit of cough, but it's not that bad. But antibiotics last until Sunday, so I've still got a couple days.
Nice. Well, hopefully you feel better, man. That's been like
Yeah.
the whole year. It's just been like ups and downs, right?
Oh yeah,
Just
no,
getting
I've
sick.
I it was probably over a decade since the last time I was like really sick, and then
Understand
this
that.
year has been 2 cases of pneumonia, uh, mono, and then a near-death autoimmune response to the mono. So
Yeah, yeah. Damn, dude.
I
Hopefully
pray
you
for
feel
you,
better.
man.
yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm starting a new job in like 2 weeks.
Whoa, okay, dude. There you go. All right.
Yeah,
I like to
pretty
hear it.
much the exact same field, but better pay, a lot of
What's
better things.
what's the field again? I don't remember.
Utility locating.
That's right. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I think one of the biggest perks is so usually most where I'm at now, you would take the company truck, go to work, clock in at your first location, and then at your last location you clock out and then drive home.
Okay.
With this one, the second you get in your truck in your driveway, you clock in, and then you don't clock out until you get back home, which is
Interesting. Okay.
pretty nice to have just like a fully 100% paid commute.
Right. That's awesome. Happy for you, man. Hopefully that goes well. Hopefully you feel better before then, of course. And
Oh yeah,
that's awesome that you got a new job. But yeah.
I have to give in my notice, which I'm not looking forward to.
Ooh, that's always awkward sometimes. It's not always awkward, but it can be. It's just like I don't like doing it.
Yeah. Well, there's two supervisors um who are like both kind of fighting over me to be like, I want him in my crew. I want him in my crew. He's a really good worker. And little do they know, I'm planning on leaving. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Fun.
I hate hostile work environments.
Yeah.
Let me get my work done, man.
That's gonna work. It's
Um,
good.
Anyways, Big Mac, did you find the man?
Yes.
yeah. So it wasn't. I'm not naming the dude who actually created the hierarchy, but there was a YouTuber named Tyler Oliveira that has a video on like Indian hierarchy and like the tradition of the Indian shit festival that goes on yearly. Um,
Shit festival?
yeah. So in a specific town in India, they believe that the god Vishnu had a like mortal like I forget the word that they have for it, but it's like uh, God's like a manifestation, like a physical manifestation of the god Vishnu sprung from cow dung, and so they believe that to rub cow dung on yourself and to like ingest cow dung makes you holy because it comes from uh, like Vishnu, and so this is only one town in India, but they what they do is they build up like cow shit for 6 months, and then they have a shit festival where they throw it on each other and they rub it on each other, and it's only shirtless men. Only shirtless men can play this game, do this festival. Yeah, women aren't allowed to be there.
Okay, so they have a festival where they view cow poop as sacred for a reason that I don't understand, but
God, because they believe that the god Vishnu sprung a manifestation of the god Vishnu sprung from cow dung, and so
oh,
they believe that it's related to some holy thing because a manifestation of the most powerful god in the religion uh, manifested from it.
hmm, interesting. Did you know pigs roll around in their own shit to keep cool?
Yeah, it's usually mud, but I mean feces gets in the mud, so yeah. That's just because I work on a farm, and that's just because we hold them in a pen. If I assure you, if they could find any water, any mud, they would roll around in it.
Hmm, interesting. So,
And there's this,
go ahead.
sorry,
No, you go ahead.
there's this thing in the Bible where, like, it doesn't necessarily say anything about pigs, but I believe that pigs are like there's something more to them. There's something weird about them because they have like really human eyes. They
Mm-hmm.
they like they have like souls or something, and I think that it talks about that a little bit in the Bible.
Talks about
And I
pigs
just
having
think that
human eyes.
it talks about pigs being like unholy for some reason. I forget exactly why, but it talks about them being like trapped souls or something. I forget the exact terminology, but I don't think it's even a trapped soul either. But there's something weird about pigs.
Hmm.
Let's see here. In the Bible, pigs are primarily considered unholy, unclean, and ritually impure. This designation spans both the Old Testament and New Testaments, where pigs serve as symbols as defilement, forbidden consumption, spiritual hostility, and wastefulness.
Yeah, spiritual hostility. Why would a pig have spiritual hostility?
I have no idea. This is the AI, freaking Google AI overview.
Yeah, well, I'd have to like research and shit, but
Yeah, I never
just
heard
like
about that.
working with pigs and like being very close to pigs and like knowing them, uh, there's something off. It's not. I don't think it's a full animal. I don't think it's a full human. I think it's something like what's alchemy, like some kind of weird, like they shouldn't exist but they do.
I don't know. I just know pigs are really
Hmm.
smart, and it's sad, like what they
Yeah,
do.
they're eerily smart.
What's like something you see? What's something you've seen from them? Like, see, you're on a farm. You said like you
Yeah, I
any
work.
any
I
of
have a
your own pigs.
farm. Yeah.
What are some things you've seen from pigs that are like, holy cow, like made you
Um,
what made you go that way?
they stay up really late and they'll like do weird shit. Like I'll wake up and some shit will be on top of something that wasn't there in the morning or whatever. They'll like move shit around, uh, and like rearrange.
Like,
uh,
to be fair, we're not talking about poop, right? We're talking about
no,
things
I'm
or
talking about
stuff.
like if I have a bucket of water near the trough or whatever, because I forgot I left it in there or something, or I because you're usually supposed to have a pail of water around a trough because you use water in the mix for the stuff, the chow,
Right, right.
and so I'll wake up and the bucket, I put it beside the trough, and it'll be on top of like a hay bale somewhere in the
Hmm.
pen, and I'm like, what the? Why are they moving shit around?
Nice.
There's I don't see anything like super intelligent about them other than like being able to like get past me and like slip through shit, but I notice that all they're not they're not like birds or whatever. They're not like running into shit.
Birds? What do you mean by birds running into shit?
Like how birds will fly into windows and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
hit
course.
trees and shit. Yeah.
I didn't know they hit trees, but yeah.
Well, like other than like eagles and stuff, birds like pigeons are really stupid. I've seen pigeons like fly headfirst into alligators' mouths. Like, uh, it's bro, dude. In New York, if you ever go to New York, I don't
Mm-hmm.
live in New York or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll like pigeons will just fall out of the sky and just appear out of nowhere.
What? It's like do they hit the skyscrapers or what's going on with that?
I don't know. I guess they either like I don't know. They just fall.
That's unfortunate. I'm not too
Pretty rough,
like.
yeah.
What was that, Justin?
That's pretty rough, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I would say, to see that happen. I never have I even seen a pigeon before in real life. I don't know. Let's see, pigeon. I need to see what they look like. I've had to. Oh yeah, in California, I've seen pigeons at the McDonald's. I was eating the apples, and I saw a pigeon next to me. I remember that memory. Anyways, so we talked about Indians, and then we talked about how there's a shit festival, and now we're talking about pigs, and this has been quite the conversation, I'd say.
Yeah. Well, uh, back to my original point. Anyway, um, Indians, like Asians, like Chinese people. their societies aren't based around like equality and rational thinking. Their belief systems are based in like ancient uh, like God fearing ideology, and it's not like the Christian God or anything. It's these like uh demon gods or whatever.
Demon
Like
gods.
in Chinese like religion, or I forget what it is. I think it's Buddhism, but like the gods that you like the paintings of the gods that they have literally look like demons. They have horns, they have like smoke around them, they
Does
have
that
like
mean they're evil?
mustaches, and I mean they look like how demons are described in the Bible.
But what if for them it's just not the case? Like it's inverted in a sense, where just like these horns look pretty cool.
I mean, if it's based off of something that they've actually experienced and not just made up, then if there are multiple things that agree to one thing of existence, and one of the things is like thousands of years worth of scientific and philosophical studying based off of what done by the smartest people to ever exist, versus Buddhism, which is one dude who sat under a tree for a really long time and became a god, and then now they follow him and they think that you can reincarnate. Like none of this stuff has any evidence. There's no evidence to support that Buddha became a god from sitting under a tree for a really long time.
Are you a
But
Christian?
there is evidence to support that Jesus Christ was alive. There is evidence to support that.
Yeah, that he was an actual dude, but with the miracles,
Well, I mean, here's my thing: is that if it's firsthand testimonies from people that actually like existed during that time, what would they gain from lying about him doing these things?
nothing, right? But I think people
So
can be
like,
easily persuaded in ways, or perhaps there's other explanations we can get into.
well, I mean,
But
I
just
don't think that
because
there's an explanation for frog it raining frogs or fish.
raining frogs and raining fish,
Yeah, other than God, I don't think that anything can really explain that happening.
did that happen like with Pharaoh and the Egyptians, or what? When did that happen?
It happened whenever Jesus made it rain fish for the Eucharist,
Never,
and then
I've never
and
heard this.
yeah, he made it rain fish for maybe I'm just combining the frog one and the fish one, but uh,
Did Jesus make it
I
rain
swear
fish?
that it mentions fish, it raining fish during whenever all the people are waiting. He
No,
makes it
Jesus did
rain
not
fish.
make rain fish from the sky. However, the Bible does record several famous
Maybe I
miracles
saw
involving
that from
fish.
like a movie or read that in a book or something. My
Um,
bad.
no, you're okay. You're okay. Like, well, I know it's like so. However, the Bible does record several famous miracles involving fish that happened on the ground or in water, such as the multiplication of the loaves and fish, miraculous catches on the Sea of Galilee, and finding a coin inside a fish's mouth. That's new to me. Interesting. But
Yeah, there's a
does
lot of like
yeah. Go ahead.
so like there's this one story that like people like what's it there's apologists and then there's the other thing. What's the other one?
Apologists, like Christian apologists.
Yeah, they're like in debate space. It would be Christian apologetics, and then the other side. What are they called?
Atheists. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the like an atheist. I've heard this plenty of times. I've had plenty of atheists ask me, "Why is there a scene about a talking donkey? Can donkeys talk?" And so my rebuttal to that is that story has a like logical moral conclusion to it that is supposed to be found through like simple parables and analogies, like the story where the donkey is talking is about uh so this dude's trudging across the desert with a donkey and his carriage behind the donkey, and He's not feeding the donkey. He's not giving the donkey any water. He's not treating the donkey well. He's whipping him and making him walk all day. So
Sure.
they're doing this for a really long time, and then eventually the donkey just goes, "Hey, you better treat me better. Or I'm just gonna leave you. I'm just gonna leave you stranded here in the desert."
And the guy
And
talks to him back, like as if that's never happened, like as if like it's just a friend. He doesn't say "whoa" a talking donkey. He says whatever he says next and engages with
well,
them.
I mean,
Saying
a
"whoa."
lot of crazy shit happened back in the Old Testament times. Let's be honest.
Okay, how would so yeah, it's interesting. So do you believe the donkey actually talked?
Maybe, maybe not. The moral conclusion to it is that you're supposed to treat like the people that you make work, your workers. You're supposed to treat them well
Okay, so why not just like put a person in that position instead of a donkey? Why
because
isn't
it's
God? Why isn't
poetry. It's a poetry book.
Oh my God. Is the Bible inspired? Is the Bible divinely
Why do you
inspired?
think that it's taken so long to like get the message from the Bible? Why do you think there are so many different denominations? It's because it's poetry. There's nuance to it.
Right, right.
Because
But
it's analogies, parable.
right, I get that. But do you think the Bible is divinely inspired?
Yeah.
Okay, so if God was like writing this book through people, however it happened, don't you think
Well,
he
no.
could?
He made events happen, and he commissioned people to write those events down.
So why not make it more clear?
Because I don't know. With God, it says that you have the knowledge of like to understand the Bible.
But then there's all these denominations where like Catholics don't agree with Methodists and Lutherans and
Yeah, but they can all
non-denominations.
agree that Jesus Christ is God.
Right, and that's okay. But when it comes to passages about a talking donkey, one person might say yes, and you might say maybe, and another person says
Yeah,
no.
but does that really matter?
So why include the story at all?
Because it's a poetry book.
So
It's
why not make an actual human be the donkey? That would so much
to teach
confusion.
a lesson. It's supposed to like teach you a lesson through a story. It's a parable.
I get that. I get that, and I can respect that. I just think if it's bringing up a talking donkey, we shouldn't treat it as factual.
Yeah, well, it's not trying to say anything as factual.
Like
It's
the whole
trying
book.
to like,
Like the whole
regardless of whether or not the thing happened or not, the donkey actually talked. The point still stands. You're supposed to treat people well,
yeah, I get that. So did Jesus
and
resurrect from the
that's
dead?
so like the point of that parable isn't the talking donkey. It's the
Right.
way the dude treats the talking donkey.
Right. Did Jesus resurrect from the dead?
Probably.
Probably. What do you mean by that? You're a Christian, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, like, if I saw a dude rise from the dead 3 days after he was just crucified and, like, basically flayed alive, and he was beat so bad that you could barely recognize him. He had blood all over him. He had a hole in his chest, and he doesn't even look human. And then 3 days later, he's just fine walking around, and he's claiming he's God. If I saw that, and the book that was written that has the resurrection of Jesus was like the first transcription to paper was 40 years after the actual events of Jesus Christ resurrecting. And so what I'm saying is if it takes 40 years and you still remember the event happening, if it happens and you remember it 40 years later and then you write it down, of course I'm gonna believe you
So you get to pick and
because
choose
you
essentially what is factual and what is parable. So what if
no
Jesus
it's
resurrecting was just symbolic in a sense? Like people group hallucinated to the point where they thought they saw something but they didn't, and then they
well
denied
no
it.
it's because they're claiming him to be God. He's doing things that are prophesized by God, and it's making it clear that he is God in human form to show us the perfect example so that we don't have to live in sin. We don't have to prove ourselves to God for any reason. We can
Right,
live
as
in
a
a world of
story.
sin and be forgiven for it.
I understand. Yeah, understand the story element to it, like why that's important. But like we take one miracle a donkey talking and say it's
It's
parable.
not a story. It's actual
It's
real events that happen. It's
still
like
it's a story.
Jesus Christ existing,
It's a
Jesus
story.
Christ existing, and the firsthand testimonies from the Bible telling us that he did these miracles, being the majority of what the like actual example of the whatever miracles that he did. We have to believe it. It's 100. If there's cross references to prophecies of things 400 years, 4,000 years before it even happens, and then whenever people write it down, because like the Old Testament was written way before the New Testament,
Right.
and it prophesizes things that Jesus does in the New Testament. So like, how do you like?
What was that?
Yeah, like how do you how do you like disprove something that has so much thought and care and evidence behind it? Not just through like physical media or not media, but physical evidence, but also through philosophical understandings.
We can get into philosophical understandings, and what we see as what God appears to be contradicts what's in the Bible in the real world. But that's another
Well,
topic.
I'm not good at arguing, but
That's okay.
I'll
No,
give it
no,
a
we
little
don't have to
college
argue.
try.
We don't have to argue. That's not the point of having these lives in the first place. Like I don't mean to be argumentative with you in the first place about Christianity. I understand the ideas behind it. I don't subscribe to Christianity, but I believe that the idea of Jesus is true. I understand that in my own way. We don't have to argue. I think it's important to talk about these things because if the most important book ever written, if it can hold up to scrutiny, like we can question it, then it should be good, right? But there's some problems, especially in the Old Testament, and what we see the talking donkey, right? It's like what do we pick from that? It's a parable, okay, but like it's stuff like this that if parts of it we pick and choose and others we don't, like what do we pick and choose? And apparently all these denominations believe in Jesus, so great, that's a good part. But then all of them just like like, all of them, some of them disagree
Yeah,
on
well,
important parts, which is a big problem.
if we can prove that Jesus exists through the like cross references and the things that like the people that he interacts with and the places that he goes actually exist, then that has evidence that like makes it more reasonable to like subscribe to that being actually factual. But whenever it's just like a one-off parable trying to teach you a moral conclusion, and it's completely separate to any other thing that's said in the Bible, you can make a logical conclusion saying that's maybe not real because no other part of the Bible references it. So
Right.
like
It's interesting.
like act in the perception of um people in the Bible being real. Um,
Being what?
those would be the stories that you count as factual.
People in the Bible being real, you said?
Yeah, if there are real people that you can track down and actually recognize as having existed during the times that they say they did, um, that wrote these things down, then we can assume that through evidence we can make a conclusion and say that these books, the stories that are being told about Jesus specifically, are true. Now, like for like the donkey story, there's no other part of the Bible that cross references that story or references it at all.
Well,
So
you made a
like,
good point. So we can throw the donkey away. The snake. How does snake phonemes? How do they pronounce like s's? Snaky, snake, or how do they pronounce different kinds of things with a snake mouth? How does a snake talk in the first place to convince Eve to even bite the apple or fruit?
well, the talking snake would, I think that is an analogy because there's no evidence to support the fact that snakes can talk. So like of my what I think the Genesis is talking about, I think it's talking about a mitochondrial atom and a mitochondrial gene. which would make more sense that Adam or Eve split from Adam. That would be, mitosis, and it would also make sense. It would also get rid of the incest argument.
Right.
But
That's interesting
I,
perspective. I like that actually. I think it's interesting getting like micro and macro with like in different layers on similar ideas that are universal. I think I
yeah,
actually like that idea.
when I heard that for the first time, I was like, "Whoa, that is cool." Um,
I've heard
and
that.
but
Oh, go ahead.
I also think that the snake is analogous for the sinful thoughts that she had about the fruit. If the snake like can't talk, if a snake can't talk, then maybe she like that was her looking at the tree and there was a snake on it or whatever, and her thoughts were like being represented through the snake because snakes are seen as like sinful or whatever, or it's mischievous, sneaky.
Right. But like I agree with I know where you're going with this, but but like why not write it in such a way where like it's clear, but like at the same time like I like the idea of like snakes being in the mind, like deceiving people, but like why not make it clear, like why not say the mind of Eve, like
Because snakes can't talk. You don't like if it's clearly fake, if it's clearly something that can't be tested and like actually happen in real life, you can make a conclusion of it and
but
say maybe
people
it's
literally
parable.
believe it
But if
talks.
it's cross referenced, if there's actual evidence to support the person existing and doing these things, then that's whenever it would be factual. That's whenever you could distinguish between parable and poetry and actual like thing events that happen in real life.
Right. I mean, look, we can understand it on our own to get to these conclusions, but I still think like writing it in such a poetic or symbolic way, like it can get a different idea across that's not always like universally understood. I can appreciate the storytelling aspects to it. I can, but like I was talking, so I live at a place where this guy talks about the Ten Commandments with us every Thursday, and I brought up the idea about like why did like God being genocidal, like why did God command his people to murder every man, child, woman, infant, ox of the Amalekites, right? And he didn't really have an answer for that. But then he gave me a podcast to listen to. There's a Catholic podcast about it. The title was, "Is it the God of love or the God of genocide?" And they speak of this passage in Samuel 10, I think it is. And they basically say you can take it literally, which you shouldn't do, because apparently, like if you can logically think that your God doesn't do this, we shouldn't take it literally, which I think is bad to say, and I think intellectually dishonest. You can take it as spiritually, as like apparently it was like through Jesus' eyes essentially. So think about it as if like the passage was uh, metaphorically or like spiritually or parable or however you want to say it, to the point where like inside of us we're gonna kill the man, like the big sins, and the child and the little sins. And this was stupid too. I didn't like how they phrased that. And the third way is an exaggeration, and they said this passage is an exaggeration, and they're just dodging the damn text in the book. If a God that is genocidal is saying do this to all of these people, and you and these literally the Catholics that read this are like dodging it. It's like what the fuck? You
What is it?
like
So, what are the three things that a god is noted as?
so they said you can take it literally, you can take it
No,
spiritually.
not that, not that. What are the
Oh,
three understandings of what are the three things that make up a god definitionally?
oh well, that depends on the person. I when it I
Well, all
with the
power,
Christian
all
God.
just, and all loving, right?
Right. So you can all omnipresent, like all loving, all good, all powerful, all knowing, omnipresent, whatever it is, right?
Well,
So
yeah,
that
all powerful, all just, and all loving would be the three categories that you would describe to have at least the Christian God as. So,
that's how you
like,
define your God, right?
yeah. In the situation where a person or a community or a race of people is harming, especially in the fallen world, um, yeah, actually, now that I think of it, I don't want to try and argue because I don't want to make it look bad.
It's okay.
But
You don't have to.
or worse than it already is. But I just think that to make a claim that those people didn't deserve to be like neutered in the sense of not being able to harm anybody would be ignorant, because if you know what the Amalekites that were doing, they were sacrificing children, they were eating people, they were
Right.
doing a horrendous shit, and the reason why he said that we need to end the children too is to make sure that that evil doesn't spread, because whenever those kids do grow up, whenever they do become adults, they're going to be doing the same things that their parents did,
Why do you? Well, so why kill the infants? Like, why not just take them in?
because they're going to do the same thing that they did. It doesn't,
How do you
like,
know that?
whenever God can see time and like on like a flat surface, and whenever he can see all points in time from beginning to end at one point in time, it doesn't matter to him whether or not the baby has done anything. It is the fact of that baby will do something.
How do
That
you
baby
know
will
that?
harm people.
Is it in the genes of
Because
the
it's, I
baby?
don't know it, God does. If God created
You're
them,
just
if God is
this
all
is.
powerful and all knowing, then he would know that that person is going to do something harmful.
I don't mean to. I don't want to get into arguments. It's something that I just. I can respect your opinion, but I think talking about this further is just like I don't know. I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to convince people. People can have their beliefs, of course, but I think, in my opinion, like we can use these religions, like these older religions, whether it's Buddhism, whether it's Islam, whether it's Christianity, and we can pick pieces out and we can build upon it to create a modern story. I think we can do that. Something that's universal, something we can like. If anything, it'd be nice to bridge the gap between these different ideologies so we can live in harmony. Because I think people have that idea and probably not going to be happening in our lifetime. Like maybe that'd be fantastic if we could get there. But that's why I think it's important to have these like honest like dialogues like this where we be vulnerable with each other. And I'd be more open to talk with you, Big Mac, another day about stuff. But I just don't like. I talked with another guy today, off like in real life about religion. And I'm kind of tuckered out with religion right now.
Yeah,
I hope you understand. I don't mean to
yeah, yeah.
get out of it. It's just
Well, obviously, sorry to cut you off, but
yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
obviously, I'm a religious man, so like, I'm always thinking about it. It's always in the forefront of my mind.
Definitely. And that's good. I think it's just like just I what's the right word? Like being agnostic to everything is important. I think for an individual to come to their own conclusions again instead of having people tell them what it is and what isn't. Right. And I think so. I'm agnostic, but I'm spiritually leaning for reasons I could get into. But I think the idea of a God is useful. It's a way of reaching a destination, so we can like get to like we can abstract a thought and we can actualize it and get to a destination together. And I think storytelling like is imperative for human flourishing and progression. And I think if we convince enough people with the right story, we can do something with that. And that's very optimistic, but it's having dialogues like this that's important, right? And it doesn't have to talk about it doesn't have to be debates, it doesn't have to be arguments. It could just be sharing just vulnerable ideas with each other, right?
Yeah. I think that um, in a society like the American society that we live in, in the situation where there's so many people that have an understanding of equal rights, and I have all of these rights, there comes a little bit of lack of self awareness, and so we just start to go not ape shit basically, which is what's happening right now. We're just going ape shit because we have nothing to do, and we become obsessed with these kinds of things whenever we don't have anything to do.
What do you
Um,
mean, like ape shit and these kinds of things? Like, what do you mean?
so like the race war that's going on right now, the all basically everything related to a group of people hating another group of people, like left, right, you know, and anything really,
Yeah, we
any
it's
topic
sad.
ever.
It's sad. It would
Um,
we're all human beings. No one's above or below. We all walk the same earth. We can figure this out together. I know we can.
yeah, and that starts with voting for the right people,
Right.
educating people on how to vote for the right person. And I don't
Right.
think that I'm not against Trump. I don't necessarily think that he's an evil person, but I do believe that he is not the right person. He is definitely problematic, and that's not a good thing. Whenever you're the president of the United States,
Right.
um, you're supposed to be like somebody to look up to. You're supposed to be a role model. Like Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington. These people were colonels in war. They led people into war. So to say that Donald Trump, the financier from Wall Street, who did real estate, is in any way, or Obama or Joe Biden or Ronald Reagan is in any way comparable to Theodore Roosevelt or George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or any of the greats um, is preposterous.
Yeah.
Um,
Justin, what are your thoughts on this? I don't mean to keep you just hanging around if you're willing to stick around.
I think it is a wacky, wild time right now. Um, but again, I feel like I tend to live my best life when I think so much of it is just stupid, and it's almost just like hitting a brick wall when you try to confront some of it.
Hmm.
So I tend to, block a lot of shit out. Anytime anybody like disagrees with me or wants to argue, it's as easy as just not entertaining it. And I've been much happier the past couple of years doing that. I have my own personal goals of, owning my home, taking care of my dog, getting married, having a family, and focusing on stuff that's out of my control only makes that more difficult.
Right.
And obviously, I still care for these things, but when, again, they're out of my control, there's just not much I can do. Like, I could, sit here and think that, like, you know, Trump's plans have been awful. I think the war is idiotic. I think all the stuff we've been dragged into is stupid.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I'm thinking about at home right now. Maybe next election, then yeah, I'll have more of a say. But like, I'm just gonna work and I'm gonna propose this year and probably start having kids in a couple of years. And if I'm focused on all this other nonsense, it's just gonna make life worse.
Yes.
Um, so
yeah,
I get where you're coming from with that. I kind of that's why I don't really enlighten myself and like stop using that word. That's why I don't educate myself too much about politics or even like current
yeah,
events nowadays. It's depressing, and
like so
maybe
I
as we become
think
better. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's important knowing what's going on, and
Yeah.
I think but it also becomes so bloated because of how accessible stuff is and how tailored, social media can become, right?
Right.
You start looking into one topic and all of a sudden you'll be fed videos upon videos that tend to support your view, right? Um, let's say for me, I've gotten there was a point in time where I got tons and tons of videos about um, how awful the war in Palestine is, right? And I
Hmm.
think it's awful. Gaza, it's absolutely awful. But I have family members who are definitely more influenced by the American Israel side of things, and they have no idea any of the info that I've seen, and I might not have any of the information that they've seen. And so it's kind of tough to get full pictures on stuff. And obviously, I think some things are still just like, this is inherently wrong, but some people just don't see that stuff. So it's almost impossible to like talk with them about it, right?
They see it.
Right.
Trust me, they
Oh,
see it.
oh, my parents have no idea. My parents have no idea what's
Oh
going on
well,
in certain
well,
parts of the world.
a majority of Americans that say they don't know anything about that kind of stuff, they know. Especially the people who do support it. Think about it this way: $1,500. Or here, sorry, millions of taxpayer dollars are going towards a systemic genocide.
Well, yeah, I know that, but what I'm getting at is let's talk about my last place that I worked. You know, there were probably about 20 something employees. I was the only one that knew anything about the Gaza conflict in 2024. Not a single other coworker knew about it. So, yeah, unfortunately some whether it's willful ignorance and on their part, I do think there are
Yeah,
people that just aren't informed and just don't spend their time thinking about
yeah,
it.
but at this point, it's kind of impossible to not know what's going on. Like the
Well,
president's talking about it.
yeah.
The president's part of it. The president's paying it for it to happen.
I am aware of the conflict
I
going on.
mean,
Like
I don't. Sorry, Justin, to cut you off,
go ahead.
but I don't think that if the president says tonight a country is going to be wiped off the planet, if the president says that on live television in front of millions of Americans to see and hear, that's scary.
Oh, of course, it's awful.
That's
But again,
fucking everybody knows about that. That's
yeah.
scary, and
But
people are
again,
supporting that.
I have a friend who doesn't use Instagram, doesn't use Facebook, doesn't use TikTok, doesn't watch the news because we don't have cable, doesn't live online whatsoever. He didn't know about that quote because unfortunately some people just aren't as involved. He, you know,
Well, they should be. So, like, I think that yes, it is important to stick to your values, stick to your family, stick to the people that you love, but also the reason why you're able to have that, the reason why you're able to sustain those people is because the people that are at the top are sustaining the system. They are doing something right and they're making it affordable. They're making the American dream affordable. But this last generation from the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, they what they did is they took all that, they took all the money, they used it for the American dream, and then they dumped all of the aftermath on us. So now we have to deal with what they didn't pick up and what they didn't clean up. The Jews, India, China, all of these places are still coming after us, but it's not through bungee sticks or sticky grenades or bombs. It's through entering America and changing the way that the system works, changing it to benefit somebody and people who are not American, who never will be, because they don't deserve that right. Because they're taking true Americans' money. They're taking the things that they need desperately. Whenever we're spending millions of dollars in government aid for illegal immigrants.
Okay, so you say Jews, Chinese people, and Indians don't deserve to become Americans.
No, I'm saying that there is an underlying like message with Muslim people, with um, anybody that isn't American, anybody that comes into the country and says that they're American and thinks that they have the right to dictate what we are able to do here. Um, should not be allowed to be here because that's not what America is. America isn't somebody telling you what to be or what to believe in. America is having the opportunity to create something that you believe and trust in yourself.
Yeah. I wasn't aware that people were trying to like outside forces were trying to persuade. But I mean, like I guess there's been things like people kind of influencing. I don't know. I really don't know what to think about it. So I don't know.
Well, here's my take on it is that if we can see the Hakka, the Hakka tribe,
I
the
do.
Maoris from New Zealand, I think. Um, so there's that TikTok video of the lady at the Parliament of New Zealand going Hakata Makata, and all the people are like chanting in the background with her.
Yeah, I watched that before. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the Maori tribe of New Zealand. They're the natives of New Zealand.
Okay.
The first-hand accounts of the like settlers that came there stated that the Maori tribes had, whenever they got there, they had 20-foot holes, 10, 15, 20-foot holes filled to the brim with bones of people that they had eaten. Um, there, you know how like babies have soft spots on their heads?
Yeah.
So whenever the Maori would go out to war, whenever the men would go out to war, they would do that chant, and that was like psyching themselves up to go out to war. And so they would spend like extended amounts of time out there. And whenever they come back, you know what their wife would be cooking up? Baby stew. They would put their thumbs in the soft spots of their babies' heads and cook them and then eat them.
Damn. That's messed up.
And so these people are interrupting the New Zealand Parliament with this war chant that is psyched up, like cannibalistic, tribalistic war chant that was used by literal cannibals. So, like, if that can happen over there, and I'm not saying that the Native Americans of America are a problem, which, like, I could make an argument to say that we should worry about them, but regardless of that, I believe that if the people that are natives of the New Zealanders and the society that the New Zealanders have created is counter narrative to them, and they are trying to intercept their parliament, their government, and filibuster and make sure nothing happens. If that happens with the natives of that country, what do you think will happen if in America a bunch of Indians move in and then start trying to dictate the society around us? What do you think will happen when Chinese people come in here and start trying to dictate the society around us? We're not socialist. We're not communist. China is. India is.
But we're like a melting pot of a bunch of different
A
people.
bunch of different people.
Yeah, and that doesn't involve.
That was loud.
No.
I'm hearing an echo, Justin.
Oh no.
You're good. Obviously we don't have those same systems in place as them. I'm not too educated on like what India has.
Here's my point is that the melting pot isn't for illegal immigrants that don't understand the system to barge their way through the customs and barge their way through the system and make a home for themselves here. That is actively harming us. That is I don't know if it's a federal crime. It's definitely a crime though. That's a crime being committed at a mass scale, and American people are supporting it. I think that if anybody was rational, if I met somebody and they were rational, and the Maori shouldn't be able to speak up in their own government. That's not their government. First off, and second off, if we allowed Native American tribes that were cannibals to influence our government, how do you think we would be doing right now? Do you think we'd be hunky dory? But anyway, sorry, that just this guy's yapping in the comments or girl. But anyway, uh, my point is, whenever a society that is different from ours is trying to be established, um, it creates division. It creates a problem that we have to you know we have to like babysit them basically.
Well,
We have to
that's
make sure that they're not like committing crimes at an absorbent rate or doing something that we don't deem to be normal in our society. Like I
well,
and
it's
I don't
interesting.
think that doing personal stuff is wrong. I think that if it's personal and it's different from our society, then there's nothing wrong with that. But if what you do in your society is harming other people, that's whenever I have a problem with it, right?
What's China doing that's harming other people in their society?
Systemic oppression of the lower class through socialism.
Through socialism. So the lower class
Yeah,
is being systemically oppressed.
yeah. They physically can't make more than minimum wage.
What's happening in America right now?
People aren't. They don't have the ability to get out of that situation because we're giving all of our government aid to people that aren't American.
We're giving all of our government aid to people who are American.
We're giving a majority of it.
For
It'd be
for what?
nuts if you could see the amount of people that go into a countries illegally and get government aid. You'd be baffled.
Okay. Well, look. What's I'm trying to be curious and open-minded here. What's do you think is the bad thing and a good thing about immigration?
A good thing is that we have more people to keep the system running to like influence our economy and make sure that it isn't that it keeps flowing, that people aren't just like hoarding money.
Right.
But also the downside to that is that with illegal immigrants entering the country, there is an absorbent amount of people in the system, using money. So the amount of the dollar goes down significantly, and we have to use a lot more money to buy, like gas or groceries or healthcare.
We
Because there's more people, there's more supply or more demand, so they're gonna jack up the supply.
so they
If
help
the
the
demand
economy,
is
but
going up
they
because there's more people, but the supply is staying the same,
but wouldn't the
then
supply
it's
go up
going to
too?
become no,
They
because
just make more
because it's
stuff.
because however much money is in the system. Like it's not going to change unless the Federal Reserve does something about it. The immigrants aren't going to change how much money is in the system. They're just going to be using the money that's already circulating even more than it already is. And whenever that happens, whenever there is more supply or more demand for something, then the supply of it and the supply that stays the same, then the value of it dwindles. Or sorry, the value of it raises significantly and makes everything uber expensive to where people can't afford anything, and there is a suppression of the lower class.
Yeah, I can't speak to this. I don't know much about economics and how that all works. I'm behind like making the process to become a U.S. citizen to be more easy. I don't think I'd be able to pass the test that they take.
Well, the point is that it's not supposed to be easy. We don't want a bunch of immigrants to come across the borders. Like the American dream can only be for so many people, and we don't want 5 million immigrants from every race category to be entering America and living here because that'll just make the economy go out of whack.
Hmm.
So we want to make it difficult for them to come into the country because like we're doing well with like recovering from the birth drought. There was a very long time where births were low, and we're just coming out of that. So um, soon it's going to be like so a bunch of people in America, um, and just wait. We'll come back. We'll get them out, and we'll make sure that they don't come back.
They don't come back. What do you mean?
They stay in their own countries. We can help other countries out. We just have to fix ours first, and we can't do that by letting illegal immigrants just stay here for free.
Well, that'd really suck if my grandpa moved here as an immigrant.
Okay,
So, I mean, if he never had that opportunity, I
did he
wouldn't
come here
move here.
legally?
Yeah, he came here illegally. He moved
Okay, then
during the
he's
war
fine.
in Germany.
He'll be good.
No, he moved illegally.
Oh, illegally. So then, yeah, he committed a crime, and sorry to tell you, like that is sad that you would have to lose, like not be with your grandpa, but unfortunately, that is the price you have to pay for committing a crime. You have to, uh, you know, reap the consequences of your actions.
I just don't think that it's a bad thing is all. I mean, and I wouldn't even say it's necessarily difficult. It's just an incredibly drawn out long process. Like, for example, my
Exactly.
girlfriend is from Africa. She moved here when she was 18. It took 8 years just to take the test. Before
Yeah,
that, that's ridiculous. She aced the test. Why would you have to wait 8 years to do it? She
because
still
we don't
worked
want you
here.
to.
She still
We,
lived here. She still did everything. But it took 8 years just to do the exact same thing, just with a piece of paper that says now you're an American.
is it
Her life
so?
didn't change at all. You know.
Sorry, but sorry that I'm like interrupting, and I really don't mean to. But are you saying that it's irrational to say that we should make it hard for people to come into the country?
No, I think it should just be a quicker process. I personally don't have an issue with it.
Okay, well, I just think that a lot of this is uh, it's 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 sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy answer, and of course, for me, I don't know much. I don't know much about economics in the first place to really uh, settle for like a solution to it because I don't know. I literally am being educated by both you guys right now, and um, just appreciate you guys for being up and talking. I don't mean to end it or anything if you guys want to keep going, but I just don't know what to say right now.
Yeah,
No,
well,
it's all right.
my point is that if we want to maintain a functioning society, if we want to keep it to where people aren't poor out of their asses and can't afford they're living paycheck to paycheck and they can't afford their home or their family, then obviously uh, we can't be having as many people as we have uh, doing that because that's just going to set the economy out of whack.
My only thing is that I don't think it's a like solve this one issue and then everything gets fixed. I think there's deeper layers
Well,
to
yeah,
it,
no,
and I
I'm
think it would be a
saying
lot of stuff, right?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't think
saying that the
yeah.
start to the process of fixing things is with ensuring that the American people are the only people in America, right? Um, we want like it's okay if you come here like on a visit. Where I'm not saying like cut off all borders, uh, uh, but what I'm saying is, if we want to maintain this dream, this American dream, then we have to keep a minimum amount of people in here. Because if too many people is in the system, is in circuit, using money, buying things, selling things, then the price of the dollar, the value of the dollar, is going to skyrocket, and people won't be able to afford their lives. It's just, you know.
Goob, do you want to come up and
Yeah,
talk?
the people hoarding all of the money are part of the problem too. I'm saying that the first thing that we have to do to change the society around us to make it like adherable to the American dream is by getting out people that aren't American, because it can't be the American dream if fucking 100 million Somalians are living in the country. That's not how
Why
it
do you?
works.
I don't understand why you have to like pick and choose like races. Like, I don't know. I
Oh,
think
I haven't talked about Somalians
well, does it?
and before this.
I don't know. It's just interesting. That's all. I'm just pointing that out.
It is interesting. It's also um reality. It's also real and very scary. Um, and to blatantly disregard the scarcity of the American dollar, and the value that comes with that, the problems that come with that as well. Uh, to to disregard that completely, or not really want to look into it, or be just completely disbelieved about it, disenchanted. I don't know. Just disagree with it completely. Um, then you should change your mind. It's because, as I've said this many times. If we want to adhere to the American dream, the first step to adhering to that is by making sure that everybody in America is American.
Yeah. Well, with the American dream, it's like having like a good job and then being able to have a family and have a house. But I would say the American dream isn't even a reality for most Americans right now.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Is that
Right.
until we're able to fix the system and bring it back to what it used to be, we won't have the American dream.
You think prices were just gonna like, or prices are gonna go down if people become Americans? Like if and we
If if we decrease the amount of people that are in the system using money buying things, then yes, the value of the dollar will go down, because there's if the amount of money stays the same and the amount of people exorbitantly rises and becomes like x 10x the amount of people that should be in the system, then the scarcity of the dollar is going to make it uber expensive. It's going to make it to where you can't buy a carton of milk unless you have $8 trillion. That like it's ancient Germany, or not ancient Germany. That's crazy. Like 1920s Germany, how whenever they were going to buy bread, they had to get like wheelbarrows full of money to go buy bread. That's because there were too many people in Germany. That's because their economy was garbage, because their GDP was out of whack. And alongside that, um, it becomes the radicalization of the people through oppression. Like, and that's what I'm saying is, if we keep these people in our country for too long, they won't be um, adherent to our laws. They won't be adherent to our society. Um, do you know what a butterfly cut is, Brady?
a butterfly what?
Cut.
Oh, cut. No.
Yeah. So the Mexican cartel, whenever they have like a target that they like stole money from them or whatever, they like to make examples of them. And so what they'll do is, the butterfly cut is a specific way of cutting the throat open that looks like a butterfly. So I think it's actually like Peruvian or something, but it's from a cartel or whatever. And so these cartels are literally running the governments of these places, these countries. And whenever we disregard this kind of stuff and just let anybody from that country in here without a second thought, you know, then that's what then you know what happens? 16 million sex trafficked Americans. That's how that happens. Is by letting cartel people in here, by not getting background checks, not like having a process through it. It's disregarding the safety of Americans. It's disregarding the um, society that we've set up, the standard that we've worked so hard to set up, just for whatever we believe to be equal rights.
Yeah, I can't speak much to any of this. I don't know much about it, but you're giving me a one side of it, and then people in the comments are giving me a different side. I don't know. It's unfortunate, in my opinion. Like if people are fleeing a country where it's violent, I believe we should give them a safe place to be. Right. I think there's a lot of situations like that where people flee for a reason. Like sure we shouldn't like have violent people come into America, but like that's been Trump perpetuates that lie essentially that like most of the illegal immigrants are violent, which is not the case
No,
at
I'm not
all.
saying that.
No, I'm not saying you are. This is just what I've been here. Like the stuff that I have been going through, and seeing. It's unfortunate, and there's not an easy solution to this. And I don't think we're gonna ever get to the point where we just like completely get all the immigrants, like illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, out of here. Um, it's a lot of stuff that goes on. And I don't have the solution, but it's interesting to listen to you talk about it.
Yeah, I just think that um, Ben Shapiro has this point of America being like a collection of ideas, and I think that's stupid. I think that America is people. America is the experiences and hardships of people who commit to the society around them and make it safe for each other. And in the situation where there is a blatant threat economically towards the mass populace of America, and we're just skimming over it without a second thought. We're just like like supporting it in most cases. Um, it really makes me kind of lose faith, and I hate to say that because knowing how great America used to be, um, I didn't experience firsthand, but I know that America used to be a great country because uh, we
When
had the American dream back then at
Big
multiple
Mac.
points in
Hey,
time.
what's up, guys?
Toyota lover,
Hey, yo,
how's
what's
it
poppin'?
going? I
Big Mac,
see.
what's up, buddy? Hey, yeah, what's up? Does Big Mac know America is at war right now, or he doesn't know? He
He
blaming
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
English
know.
for that. Okay, that's
Yeah,
why. That's why you broke, buddy. That's why everything's up, not because of
I make
immigrants.
$500,000 a year.
Okay, unless you worried about the government money, getting help from the government, don't worry about the immigrants. Worry
I don't
about.
get help from the government.
Okay then, so leave the immigrants alone. They're the best part of America anyway. Just so you
How?
know that.
How are immigrants the best part of America?
It's the best part. When you go to the black neighborhood, you gotta adjust your attitude.
Black
When you
people
go to
aren't
the
immigrants.
Mexican neighborhood, you got a
Black
different
people aren't
attitude. When you
immigrants.
go to the Arab attitude, you gotta.
Toyota.
What's up?
Black people aren't immigrants.
No, it's culturally.
You're saying black people are culturally immigrants.
Yeah, it's different. Like soul food, different dances, different music. I like it. Different cultures, different attitudes. That's the best
Yeah,
part
but
of it.
you said that black people are immigrants to America.
Well, Africans that's
Toyota,
from
what's an
Africa are
immigrant?
immigrants. Black people, Black
Toyota, what's an
Americans,
immigrant, Toyota?
an immigrant who's I don't know. Somebody came from outside America. He wasn't born in America.
Ah, so all are black people not born in America? Black Americans aren't born in America?
No, it's called African Americans for a reason.
Okay, so
But they have
how
their
can they
own
be immigrants
culture,
if they're
they have their
African
own language,
Americans?
and they have their own slang, and it's different thing.
I mean, it can be different, but they're
Yeah,
Americans.
I know, but
They're not immigrants, are they?
I'm saying the cultural thing is different. You can pull up the racist card. You put it in the wrong one, buddy.
I'm not
I'm
calling
just
anybody
saying.
racist.
I know.
You were just wrong.
Okay,
You said that.
okay. We keep it going, guys. But like, simmer down, simmer down.
Oh yeah, I'm just low a little bit. I'm just
You guys are
saying.
good. You guys are good. You guys are good.
Yeah, but he's blaming immigrants for this and that. How much of the immigrants are taking is nothing.
I'm not saying the
They
immigrants. I'm saying the illegal immigrants are the problem, Toyota. Are you an illegal immigrant?
every illegal immigrant, every illegal immigrant used to be illegal before he came to America. It's normal. The whole
What?
country is illegal. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. Legal immigrants are in the country legally,
Yep.
and illegal immigrants are illegally in the country, right, Toyota?
Yeah, for till now,
Right?
till they fix their status,
Okay, so if illegal immigrants are here illegally, why should they be allowed to be here?
because it's a free country.
Yeah, but free country doesn't mean you get to commit crimes, right? Because even for American people, if you commit a crime, you go to prison, right?
I know, but it doesn't matter. Crime is a crime, illegal or
Yeah, but
illegal.
crime is a crime, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
body is a
saying. A
body.
crime is a crime. So if somebody commits a crime, like entering the country illegally, then what should be the consequence for that?
Nothing. Really, it's chill. Just pay the fee and become legal.
What
That's what I
should be
think.
the consequence for that?
If somebody enters the
If
country
somebody commits a
illegally,
crime, what
yeah,
usually happens?
okay. It's it's,
Toyota.
it's really nothing.
Toyota.
Like
If
nothing can
somebody
make more
commits a
crimes than
crime,
Americans do.
Toyota. If somebody commits a crime, what usually happens?
Slap in the wrist.
No, they usually go to jail. What happens is the majority of the time if somebody commits a crime, they go to jail. So
Okay.
are you saying, first off, that illegal immigrants can even be documented in a prison system? And second off, are you saying that those illegal immigrants, it's better for them to live in prison than it is for them to live in their own countries?
Sometimes it is really.
Okay, well now what's your answer to the first question?
I'm just saying. Leave immigrants and poor people alone and worry about the big fish, which is
I'm worried about big
the
people.
1%
Poor
that's
people, sorry,
destroying
poor people.
America. Leave the other people. Crime is gonna happen, regardless. You go to Chicago, people are gonna
Yeah,
get
but
shot.
it's not about ending crime, it's about reducing crime. If we can reduce crime as much as possible, then that's a W for everybody, right?
No, really. Like crime is, I don't know.
It's not a
Americans
W.
doing
It's not a W to reduce
Americans
crime for
doing
everybody,
with crime
Toyota?
since the 80s. It doesn't matter.
So it's not good to reduce crime.
You start with yourself. That's how you do it.
Ladies
Not
and
with
gentlemen, this is
immigrants.
the example of the illegal immigrants in our country. He said that it's.
Nah, I've been a citizen more than you. You've been
You know what he
alive.
just said.
I've been
I'm
a
joking.
citizen more than your life.
Anyway, I just think that
Americans commit the most crimes.
probably.
Yeah, and it's awful for over a honey
Yeah,
bun or
and you know
over
what those,
robbing
and
a
you know
mini
what happens
mart
to
or
him?
anything.
Do you know what happens to him, Toyota?
Nothing.
They go to
Slap it. They
jail.
come out and go out and do it
They go to
again.
jail.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah,
No, they
98%
don't.
of all
Not really.
convicted,
Not really. They get they get they
98% of
get
all
released
people
the same
that
day
get
to the
convicted of a
streets.
crime
That's why we still have
go
crime.
to get federal, commit a federal crime at least. Go
Yeah,
to
for
prison, get
yeah.
prison time.
Yeah, you can harass a woman for 19 times before you go to jail for a month. We
Yeah,
release you the
that's
same
horrible.
day.
That shouldn't be happening. That's
Yeah,
an abuse of the justice system. It's people letting American people be harmed. That's wrong. That shouldn't be happening. Just as the American government shouldn't be letting illegal immigrants into the country, right?
I know, but listen. The immigrants is the least of your problem. in this country.
No,
It's the
no.
least. It's nothing.
So who's the bigger problem than the
It's
immigrants?
nothing. It's the war in
The
Iran.
war.
That's why
The
everybody's
war
going
in
broke a little
Iran
bit.
is more important than the illegals in America.
Who gives a fuck? Go
The
ahead,
the
give them
war
citizenship and
500, the war
give them
5,000
citizenship
miles
and send them to
away.
Iran. They will
Hold on,
fight for your
Toyota,
country.
Toyota, Toyota. A
What?
country 5,000 miles away is more important than the people in America harming Americans.
Nobody's harming American, but the harm is
So
gonna
so
be
no
here,
so
dude.
no illegal immigrant has ever harmed an
Oh
American
my God,
person
this
before,
guy
Toyota?
is just immigrant here. Did the immigrant like stole your girl or something? It sounds funny as
No,
hell.
they
I
stole my
know.
rights.
What
They
rights?
stole
What are you
my
talking? You're
government's
nothing
money.
but a number, dude.
They
When they
stole
give you your social
AJ.
security number, you're
What'd you
nothing but
say?
a number.
I'm nothing but a number.
Nothing but a number. You're talking about the American dream. If your American dream is was have a dog and a house and a wife, dude, you shouldn't even be alive. It's not a dream. That's called life.
What the fuck? I
You
shouldn't
gotta.
be alive because I
No, I
don't
say you
want.
should dream bigger than this. Talking about the American dream is
I
having a.
should dream bigger than having a family.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's sad. Having a
What bigger
family is just
dream
a
is there
dream
than to
now.
have
Oh
a family?
wow. Just to show you how everybody have a family in other countries, for example.
Dude, what is it with people that aren't from America and just
Oh
hating
my gosh, we
marriage?
don't eat as much bacon as you do. That's for sure.
Are you I don't eat bacon. I don't eat pork.
Oh well, what? I think you just confused and just jealous, really.
I'm not jealous of
I
anybody.
swear
Well, I mean, I guess I
you
am
look at the
jealous.
Mexican
I
family
guess I mean if
happy
me
with
thinking
whatever,
that
and you
if
just get
me
mad about why
thinking
they happy.
if me thinking that
It's just sad, dude. Just leave poor people alone.
if me thinking that illegal immigrants should be punished for the crimes that they commit is
There
is
is.
insecurity or jealousy, then
Yeah.
100% I'm jealous. I'm
You're
100%
talking
jealous.
about your American dream and all this sad man. Money is out there. Just go get some money. Go and work a third shift job and a
Just go.
second.
I don't need
Get some
money.
money.
I have enough
Okay.
money.
It doesn't sound like it really.
How much money do you make a year, Toyota?
It doesn't. Don't worry about it. It's not documented.
Is it below 500K?
It's not documented. I gotta pay
It's
child
not
support.
documented. So
Hell
you're not
yeah. Well, I'm not
undocumented
gonna pay
immigrant. So
child
you're not a
support.
documented immigrant. You're an illegal
No, you
immigrant.
know it. 100% immigrant over
So
here.
you're an illegal immigrant.
Whatever you want to call it. I can care less.
All right, so did you do the paperwork to come into America or not, Toyota?
Nah, I came here as a student.
How long have you been here now?
28 years. And I built an empire.
Federal crime, by the way, Toyota.
It's not a federal crime. It's nothing.
Federal
Even if they
crime.
catch me, I done too much shit. It's not even funny anymore.
Federal crime. Where are you
It just
from?
listen. Money is out there.
Where are you
Money
from,
is out there.
Justin?
You gotta go get it. Don't use
I
your
have all the money that I
excuses.
need, Justin.
You see
Sorry, Toyota.
happy Mexicans and happy foreigners and stuff. Just leave them alone, bro.
I'm happy.
Okay, then you don't
I don't
sound
need to
like it
see
really.
any. I
It
don't need
sounds
to see
sad,
any
dude.
happiness in the
Sounds
world to
sad.
be
So if you're
happy.
seeing a Mexican guy at the light, you will call ICE on him, probably, didn't you?
No.
Yeah. That's how it sounds
If I
like.
see an illegal immigrant, I'd probably do that.
Oh
But
yeah, here we
I'm
go.
not just gonna call the cops on
How do
any
you know if
random.
they're going to be illegal?
I don't
Thank
know if
you.
they tell me, like that guy just did.
Oh,
But I'm not like
you're
seeking.
undocumented?
I'm not. He said that.
Say what?
You're undocumented?
Nobody's business.
He said
No,
he
no,
came here
no,
as a
no, no
student
disrespect
and
to
he's
you,
been here for
Mister
20
No,
years.
sorry.
Brady.
No, that's fair. That's a fair point.
You know, I'm just like, who cares? They can, this stuff, not for the little guys like us, like human being, like normal people. You know what I mean? We just do our job, we pay our taxes, and we go home. That's it.
Let's get a third guy in here. Why not?
Yeah, let him hear. He
Yeah, let's
sounds
do that.
fun.
I agree with that.
Epstein fuck niggers. Epstein fuck
Jesus
niggers.
Damn,
Epstein
what's wrong
fuck
with this
niggers.
guy?
Jesus.
Okay. Well, maybe maybe I shouldn't have done that. All right.
Anyway,
Guys, let's say one nice thing about each other. The mitochondria Big Mac idea with the Adam and Eve story, I think was interesting. Toyota lover, I think it's great that you value diversity with cultures in different places in the world and in America. Okay, now one of you guys go.
Um, Brady, I like how intellectual and mature you are with understanding other people's takes, and Toyota. Um, I haven't talked to you enough to really understand you as a person to compliment you.
We can keep going. That's okay. We'll keep it on hold. Anyways, Toyota, do you have
I
something?
like how here. I like how headstrong you are. I like uh uh um how much you believe in your experience in the world.
There you go. That was good. That was good. All right, Toyota, what do you think?
What's up? I think it just like what American society does is brainwash what's inside of it and to blame other societies or something for their failures. I'm
Right.
not talking about
Which
Americans being failed. The American societies, America failed Americans.
Yeah, I
right.
agree.
We're saying one nice thing about each other.
Americans deserve better. That's what I
What
think.
does that have to do
American
with
people work hard. I used to think American people are lazy. Then I went to the factory, and I swear to God, dude, these men at the line standing up for 8 and 10 hours with only two 15-minute breaks and one 30-minute breaks all day in the heat. I feel so bad for them. And they barely can afford, like, you know what I mean? They're really breaking their backs. That's why when they turn 50, they can't even see anymore and they can't even smell right. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like,
So
they can't smell food, like, or that inhaling all the chemicals in the foundries and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
okay, yes, this is great information. I'm trying to end the live, guys. So
All
Okay.
right.
we can say like final words each of you guys if you want. Um,
Yeah.
but
Um.
I appreciate you guys coming up and just being willing to talk about these issues. And I think it's important to just to be vulnerable and like talk about these things together. And I think it's been
Yeah.
educational for me, and I appreciate you guys coming up. But if you guys want to have a last word, I'll let you guys say something.
Yeah. Thank you for giving us a platform to speak about our opinions. Uh, America was the reason why we have the rights that we have, the reason why we have a society that is recognized as far better than any other, is because Christian white men mostly have said that it would be they would rather die to prove a point than let Americans suffer. They would rather give their lives for the betterment of their country, and the blatant disrespect for that, the ignorance on the topic of Christianity, and the justice within it is disheartening, and it's sad. I appreciate you, Brady, for having an open mind about it.
Yeah, I of course. And Toyota, do you have a final word that
Yeah,
you
I
want?
think America is the best country in the world. And I think, like he said, we stepped away from God, and that's why we're losing our way too. I'm so glad he brought this up. And, just we all brothers. And if Jesus came down again, who he gonna go with? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The millionaires or the poors? He gonna join the poors right away. He's one of us. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. All right. Appreciate you guys for coming up. I'm gonna end it there, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your one. No, it's a Thursday. Yeah. All right. Fantastic rest of your Thursday. So, all
You
right.
Good
too.
night.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah. Peace.
Take care, people. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Peace.